Hello, my name is Jumal Lewis. I am the Managing Director for Humanity Protocol here. And today I'm going to go through a presentation on Humanity Bankers. You can use this presentation to be able to share with your team, share with people who are trying to understand the Humanity Banking Program. These are Banks for Humanity. And we're talking about unlocking the future of wealth migration. Okay, so go through a little bit of introduction, Humanity Blockchain Banker, exclusive benefits, conclusion, and summary. So for those who don't know, there's over $500 trillion in assets, according to Larry Fink, the CEO of BlackRock. He mentioned that this is to migrate through blockchain within the next 5 to 7 years. We're already 3 years in the making, and so therefore we are poised and getting set up to be able to take full advantage of what's going to be happening here in the next 5 to 7 years on blockchain. This includes DeFi bankers, decentralized finance players, and these people will control a large portion of the assets that are currently on Web2 that are moving into this new phase. So Humanity Protocol offers a unique opportunity to be part of this wealth migration so you can create your own dream life. So here's how banks really work. Banks take deposits from you with little or no interest. And what they actually do is that banks lend your money to customers at high interest and make money on all transaction fees. Now, you'd think that you'd get some of this money, but what actually happens here is that they take all the profit for the executives and the shareholders. Okay. The average bank will make about $912 per year per customer that they have on the books. So when you make those deposits, here's what really happens as well. The bank's real business is they invest in secret high return opportunities, and that's only for their biggest investors, the biggest clients. They'll call the biggest clients up and say, here goes the opportunity. Are you interested in participating? That those clients, those private clients, not just the regular depositors like you and me, but the private clients will be able to invest in those high yield opportunities. And all the profits, again, is for the executives and the shareholders and the high yield clients. The difference in humanity banking system. Well, in Web3, everybody owns their own bank. So that means that you have full control over the assets that you have on blockchain. At Humanity Protocol, the second thing is that it empowers individuals to deposit cash, crypto, and time as PNR, which is personal natural resource. If you don't know what PNR is, you can refer to one of our other videos, but what PNR really is in the synopsis is using the acronym STAND. It means that every single person has some PNR. What that means is that every person has STAND, some skill, which skill could be just carrying a bucket of water, or it could be a high paid athlete, or it could be a high end surgeon or something, but it's a skill that you have. So everyone has some kind of skill. T is time. Everyone has the same amount of time, 24 hours. Nobody has 23 hours and 50 minutes, or nobody has 25 hours in a day. So everybody has time, same amount of time, so it levels the playing field. A is for ambassadorship. Ambassadorship means that you or me could tell somebody that a product or service is a good product or service, so you become an ambassador for that product or service. N is a network. N, everybody has some kind of network, whether it's 5 friends and 5 family members, or any any combination of things. But everybody has a network. And D is data. Every single app that you have on your phone, every single thing that you use, whether it's Facebook, TikTok, every single one of them has apps, and the apps are able to gather your data. They know what you do, how long you do it for, what time you come in based on the light settings on your phone. And all this data is used by companies to be able to sell your habits to marketing agencies and companies. Well, you have zero control over that. And so this is where Humanity Protocol differs, because it empowers you to be able to deposit time and skill into our humanity banking system. And you will understand more about that later on. But you can actually deposit your own time or skill because there is value there, and your PNR, and you could deposit that time and skill and exchange that for money or crypto in our banks. Number 3, Humanity Protocol allows its bankers to be on the inside of the same high return opportunities that today's banking allows for only its wealthy clients. It gives you, the person who has a bank at Humanity, access to every single thing that a traditional bank would only give its high yield clients to. Now, this is really important to note. This is how the rich invest according to Forbes magazine. This is Forbes magazine. Everybody knows who Forbes magazine is. One of the best magazines for wealth and stuff like that. Now, most families are missing out on a huge wealth creation, according to Forbes. Why is that? Let's take a look at two main companies that people are really familiar with, Facebook and Amazon. Now, just to give you an idea, over the time since Facebook came into inception until now, and Amazon into inception, the Facebook value has multiplied 736,000 times. 736,000 times, which means that if you had bought into Facebook $120 worth, today that would be, and you did nothing else, no extra work, no anything else, just bought $120 in Facebook and left it alone. Today that'd be worth $883,000. The same $120 in Amazon will be worth $16 million. Why is that? Because Amazon multiplied 14 million times. This is way more than any this is way more than any real estate or anything like that that we're familiar with at all. These are how the rich get rich, and most people never actually get invited to these kind of opportunities. But today you're being invited to an opportunity to understand how money like this multiplies. $1,200 in Facebook today would be $8.8 million. And if you had $1,200 in Amazon, that would be $160 million. Now, today you're going to spend, in the next month or two, you're going to spend 120 or $1,200 on something, right? The question is it going to give you these kind of numbers over a period of time? If not, you really ought to pay attention to see how you can be able to get these kind of numbers over a period of time. And this is just to give you an example. Obviously, we can't guarantee these numbers, any of these numbers in here, but what we do know is for the value that we're providing, the numbers will be significantly very, very large. People, $12,000. Everybody's bought a used car or something for $12,000, or even over the last year, might have spent $12,000 in rent. Or you might have bought a few things that ended up costing the $12,000. The question is where would that $12,000 be if you had $12,000 in a Facebook? It'd be $80 million. $12,000 in Amazon would be $1.6 billion. Now, I don't know anything else that gives those kind of numbers, but here's what the Forbes is saying. This is how the rich invest, and it's how the rich get richer, okay? By putting money into opportunities that can give them high yield investment returns. Okay, so at Humanity, there'll only be ever 300 banks for humanity, right? Each bank plays a role in a global human ecosystem and has its own members or customers. For some people out there who are familiar with blockchain, consider a bank to be like a node. It is the central nervous system of the humanity ecosystem, and it is able to tie together all transactions, a transactional ledger for every single transaction that happens in our ecosystem. Each bank can hold and leverage tokens and assets, including crypto, traditional assets such as gold, real estate, and even tokenized PNR. This is really important, guys, because out of all the cryptos out there, I don't know of any that are backed by gold, any that are backed by actual real estate. And I'm sure that there's few, if any, that we know of, zero that we know of, that can actually be tokenized by PNR, by actual people's time. Why time is actually valuable. Okay, people sell time in the market at all times. Happens today as the employees go to work, they give time in exchange for money. Okay, so if we can give people, if people can give us time and we can give in exchange for money, now we have an asset. All assets will add to create its decentralized assets under management. So every single thing, gold, real estate, and the crypto, that's all underneath the vault here in these banks, they're all assets under management. And as a result, these have real value. Each bank can serve as a portal gateway for any of the 500 trillion assets in transition to blockchain, whether assets are in Humanity Protocol or not. It is because the way that we are set up, it allows for us to be able to receive crypto and other deposits from even outside of our Humanity Protocol ecosystem, which gives us some real utility and real value inside of the ecosystem. So here's our little banker guy here holding on to the little banker safe, right? It just happens to be a B for bank, right? And this is Humanity Bankers, but these are the exclusive benefits that people can realize. Okay. First, access to high return investment. The bankers at Humanity gain exclusive access through DreamPlay to the world of angel startup investing. This is where people get a chance to be able to put their dreams forward and look for financing through angel startups. Okay. So Humanity's protocol provides a platform that people can actually showcase their work, the business, types of business that they want to have, or startups. And we have access through DreamPlay to allow the bankers to be able to invest in high yield startups. The bankers own 11% of the Humanity DreamPlay Bank. So all the dreams, as money comes into all those banks, 11% of that gives 11% of that is allowed to go to the bankers. Banks have the first refusal, and they're able to earn some equity in startup companies. So they have the first right to invest, as I was mentioning, in the future promising companies coming from the Dream Play tournament. So as companies go through the tournament, we're looking for companies that have the potential to become 100 million or billion-dollar companies, because we know those companies exist in Africa, Asia, and Latin America, where we're open. And as a result, we're looking for those companies through a Dream Play competition where people are able to compete to show the value of their business, right? And Humanity Bank owns 11% of that. And Humanity Bankers, as you see these companies emerging, you have the first right to say you want to invest in one of those companies and therefore earn equity in the next potential Amazon, the next potential Facebook, the next potential Google. Number two, profit from Humanity P&R conversion. Humanity earns a profit from tasks completed by DAHUs. Now, what DAHUs are digital aided humans. Here at Humanity, we want to put humans at the center of it. So DAHU is similar to a Siri or Alexa. For those people who are familiar with AI, it allows the people that are working here within the Humanity ecosystem to have access to AI that can help them to complete tasks, can help them to do something as simple as a presentation, or help them to do more complex things, managing social media and posting and those kinds of things. So we have digital aid humans, which will help to increase the quality of the work, which means that people can earn more money. And because they can earn more money, they can bank more money. The bankers receive 6% of all the P&R profit, meaning for all the work that's done, the bankers receive a 6% override. And that is for all the P&R that's generated, and this provides a significant return on the investment. Number three, bankers receive a 3% override on all community staking through Humanity Protocol. The banks that are being set up right now, they will share in 3% of all the community staking for the entire Humanity Protocol. What this means is that the first set of banks share in the 3%. So right now, if there are three banks, those three banks will share in those 3% of all the overrides. As a fourth bank is completed, meaning that a $12,000 bank, a Bank for Humanity is completed, that would also share. So you have four banks sharing that 3% override, the fifth bank, so a sixth bank, the seventh bank, and so on and so forth until all 300 banks are completed. This is important because it means that the first banks will receive the majority, the lion's share, because there's less banks in the pool to start sharing for that 3% override. As the ecosystem grows, this override can yield substantial returns. Okay, so let's talk about what's going on inside the banks. Okay, so Humanity Protocol. Okay, now inside the banks, what happens is every NFT that we have available allows or is set up to be able to carry up to 5,000 members per NFT or 5,000 members per bank. Okay, if we average 1% income per bank per day, you can start to understand at 1.5%, so 1.5 dollar per NFT at 1.5 million NFTs, it's $1.5 million a day, and then divide it by the number of banks, which here there's 300 of these banks. You can start to figure out what the numbers would be. Here there's 3,000 of these banks. You can figure out what that number would be for what the daily earning would be on a bank. And there's 30,000 of these banks. What that means is that there's 300 banks here, right? These are Banks for Humanities, and these banks are comprised of 10 community banks. So 10 community banks make up one Bank for Humanity. 10 community banks, or a community bank is $1,200. That's 10% of a Bank for Humanity. In addition, there's 120 community member banks. And it takes 10 community member banks to make up a community bank, because 10 members of the community bank make up one community bank. Okay. So 10 times this makes this number up. Okay, and this is the humanitarian position that owns 1% of the entire banking system here. Okay, what happens? Well, whenever there is monies that go through from work, they go into the profit pool over here. As they go into the profit pool in this vault, they are backed up by financial instrument, stock, gold, real estate, and P&R. These are the things that exist in the vault that sit underneath the value of our token, which gives the token a substantial real value. Every time a person does any kind of staking, the bank pays a fee of 65% for community staking. And this is paid in our native token called SRS token. This is paid in our native token, our SRS token. Okay. Now, the banks pay the same 31% commission to 6 levels as community staking would. So as you help people to get their banking set up, there's a 31% commission that is allotted for helping people to get set up with their banks. And in here as well, there are positions that you can organize, meaning that here, there's a person that wants to spend $120 they can actually organize a community bank. So this person here can organize a community bank, and they get a 10% override for setting up this bank, meaning finding the people, 10 people here that want to organize to complete one community bank. So if you organize 10 community member banks, then you get a 10% override on a community bank. Likewise, if you wanted to organize a bank for humanity, which means that you don't have the $12,000 for the bank for humanity, but you have one or two or three, and you want to organize the rest to complete a block of 10, you would get a 10% override on this entire bank, which could be very, very significant earnings. All righty, how to become a master banker. Okay, step one, you need a community stake. A master banker is what I just mentioned. We call them master bankers or bank organizers. So you need to community stake a minimum of $1,200. That's to organize a master bank, right? That has no other members as yet. $120 for a community bank, $1,200 for a master bank. Okay. Step two, recruit or personally stake the remaining until the bank is complete, has $12,000 completely staked. All right. So you need to organize $12,000 if you want to organize if you want to be a master bank organizer, and you need to organize $1,200 if you want to be a community bank organizer. Each one earns a 10% lifetime check match on all the profits from the banks. In conclusion, humanity bankers have the opportunity to be pioneers in the largest migration in wealth history. Now, because you don't fully see it or understand it, make sure you ask questions which you understand, because only moves like this happen like when the internet came into full swing from 2000 until now. Now in the 2023, 24, now we're looking at the next biggest migration of wealth, which is moving all the wealth from here to a current state onto Web3 blockchain, where every individual earns and owns all their wealth, and they own their wealth on blockchain on that particular node. They own it. The banks don't own it. Okay. Now you can leverage the Humanity Protocol system, and you can become your own bank. And by becoming your own bank, everybody knows that banks make a lot of money, and by doing so, you can be able to create your own dream life. You can bank on it. Okay, it also gives you access to high return investments from profit from P&R conversion on your own dream bank, and you can earn from community staking. You can have the pleasure of financing other people's dreams and also taking care of yours at the same point in time. So in summary, Humanity Protocol revolutionizes banking through blockchain and empowers individuals to be their own bankers. With $500 trillion in assets moving in blockchain, it offers a chance to join the wealth transfer. So this gives you a chance to be able to step in front of it, open up the biggest net possible, and just to be able to capture a little small piece of 500 trillion will be life-changing for generations. The users can deposit cash, crypto, or you can deposit PNR and start earning interest and accessing high return investment. That is what it means to be a part of Humanity Banking. Humanity Bank offers profit from PNR conversions. You can own the Dream Bank and receive 3% overriding community staking. Okay, thank you so much for your time. That concludes the information on Humanity Banking. And as a result, you can better understand what we're doing here, get back with the person who referred to you, find out how to get started with a bank, find out how to be a bank organizer, find out how to participate in this. This is only while banks last. And as soon as people start to organize banks, those banks come off. You won't be able to have those banks. And we'll be opening this banking program globally right now. People are getting all excited about participating in the bank, because who would not want to own their own bank, especially when you're banking for humanity? With that, my name is Jumal Lewis. Again, I thank you for being a part of this call. Get back with the person who referred you, and we will help you to own your own bank with humanity. Thank you.